Welcome to MSUA Game Changers webcast, where we speak with satellite and mobile connectivity thought leaders about industry trends and share what you need to know about the future of mobile satellite communications. I'm your host, Roger Lanctot, and I'm excited to introduce Glenn Latta, Managing Director of In-Flight Entertainment and Connectivity at Delta Airlines. Delta Airlines won a Mobile Satellite Users Association Satellite Mobile Innovation Award in 2025 for mobile user experience innovation for the Hughes Fusion In-Flight Connectivity solution implemented by Delta. The Hughes Fusion system is a mixed orbit solution for simultaneously accessing satellite networks in geostationary Earth orbit, low Earth orbit, and other NGSO assets. Using multiple advanced Ka and Ku antennas, the system dynamically selects and simultaneously aggregates between available orbit satellites based on location, traffic take rates, applications, and network conditions to deliver the best possible performance suited to each task in real time. In-flight entertainment and connectivity is a rapidly evolving application area, transforming in-flight passenger engagement. Let's dig in, though. First of all, Glenn, tell me a little bit about yourself, your history, and your connection to the satellite industry.
Okay, thanks, Roger. And thanks for driving in innovation through MSUA. So I've been in the SATCOM industry literally my entire career, started in the military and defense area. And then I give my children credit for shifting me into commercial aviation and in-flight entertainment and connectivity. I actually took a flight many years ago with five of my children, ages 0 to 7, and there was no connectivity and no IFE, and it was not really a fun flight. So at the end of that flight, I was actually working on a SATCOM system for a military program. I proclaimed to my family that I would not make that trip again unless there was satellite connectivity and live television in the aircraft.
So what was the state of the art at that time?
There was really no IFE on narrow body aircraft at that point in time because it was typically the drop down movie that was played on the long haul flights.
What about was that when there were, like a phone or two on the plane that you could make a phone call from the plane?
Yes, the airphone, right?
Yeah. That didn't last too long, as I recall.
No. So I was on the provider side for most of my career, and then I shifted about 6 years ago to join Delta and lead the in-flight entertainment and connectivity implementation team at Delta.
Oh, what were some of the organizations you worked for prior to Delta?
So I was a co-founder of a company called Live TV, which was a joint venture many years ago between BE Aerospace and Harris Corporation to leverage SATCOM technology from Harris and commercial aviation in-flight entertainment technology from BE Aerospace years ago. And so that was formed, and then I led that organization for a long time, and then it was ultimately sold.
Gotcha. Okay, so any other milestones that are worth noting along the way?
So as part of Live TV, we were the first to launch in-seat live television on commercial aircraft. And so that was really the genesis of the company's first product. And then we moved into connectivity, and we actually launched satellite connectivity on aircraft as well back in 2013.
And we're glad you did.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about the genesis of the Hughes Fusion system and the collaboration between Delta Airlines and Hughes.
Sure. And we have Viasat and Hughes as partners, both terrific partners for us. We just announced that we had completed our 1,000th install of the upgraded internet connectivity that delivers Delta Sync. With Hughes, our relationship started on the regional aircraft, and they had optimized the system for that platform that was really much lower weight and smaller in size for our regional fleet, and actually our 717 fleet and our mainline fleet. They also had a separate product that was the ESA for OneWeb that could also deliver a connected solution. We looked at those two products and realized that combining the two products is really something that would help us deliver the next generation experience. And it's blending the GEO side of the equation, right? The 2517 or 1717. Could be GEO, LEO, or MEO, but primarily today it's GEO with the low Earth orbit OneWeb solution, so that we have the Fuse solution, which really delivers the best of both worlds and optimizes the customer experience.
And how does that Hughes Fusion system offering compare to existing in-flight connectivity prior to this? What Delta had on the airplanes?
So it does two things. Having and we all hear multi-orbit a lot. And I think there are two ways to define multi-orbit. It's, can I select a different orbit, or do I deliver simultaneous orbits, simultaneous networks into the platform? So in this case, we have two different networks that we're delivering into the aircraft. And I think that's the real difference, is we can leverage the best of both worlds, so to speak, and optimizing for the customer experience. And at the same time, we're getting the benefit of the lower latency on the LEO platform. And we're getting the resilience benefit of having two different networks that are blended together. So if there's ever an issue with one or a need to pull from the other, then that is blended in real time to optimize for the customer.
Is it too soon to talk about how the experiences, how flyers are responding to the new solution?
So this is a very new solution that has not been launched in commercial service yet. It will actually be launched on Delta's 717 mainline aircraft in the first half of 26.
Oh, okay.
So we will then be able to judge the impact for our customers. But we expect it to be the next generation product.
And I'm always curious, does the existence of the Hughes Fusion system in any way impact other operational aspects of the flight, aside from the connectivity for the passengers? Obviously, the pilots have their own connectivity, but is there any connection between what's going on in the cockpit versus in the cabin?
Well, I think in general, as we think about the connected platform in aircraft and our own expectations as consumers, connectivity is no longer optional. It's a requirement that it be there. It's a requirement that it be reliable. It's a requirement that we leverage it, even in the aircraft where it's a lot harder, like we would in the office or at the home. So having the ability to have a more resilient solution, leveraging two different networks simultaneously, gives us that added benefit of extra reliability for all of those different functions.
And again, maybe it's a little too early to ask this question, but I imagine it has you thinking about a whole bunch of different ways to engage with your customers.
100%. And that's part of that reliability element. We call it Delta Sync, and it's really the personalized customer experience that we're delivering through the internet, and also the IFE, the seatback IFE as well, because that is now integrated with our connectivity solution. And as we continue to evolve that, there are going to be more and more personalized, curated offers. You can pick up the movie where you left off on the last flight. There can be an opportunity to correct your journey if there's any kind of an issue. So it allows us to have confidence in being able to do that and personalize for our customers because of the added resilience and reliability.
And what's involved, this is more of a nuts and bolts kind of a question, but in deploying and upgrading the existing systems, is it a tear out and completely replace, or what are we talking about?
So typically the retrofit of an aircraft that has connectivity today is the removal of the existing connectivity system. Sometimes that's a SATCOM system. Sometimes it's the air-to-ground system. And then it's the install of this new SATCOM system, either Viasat or Hughes, on our fleet. And we have 1,000 aircraft now that are outfitted. And it typically takes about 3 days to go through that process. Sometimes that can be done in conjunction with other aircraft maintenance work, so it really doesn't impact in that case, the aircraft being out of service from a network standpoint.
And you mentioned you will have some low latency capability with with the LEO satellites, and I have seen some in-flight experiences that start leaning into streaming video, like on your mobile computer,
Right.
um,
Right.
or I mean, there has been talk of people making phone calls, and I'm sure we all have strong opinions about that
Right.
happening in the seat next to us. But what are the limits on what is possible and what will be enabled?
So the mandate for us when we started this journey back at Delta back in 2019 was to create the experience in the aircraft that very much resembled the experience that we enjoy at home or in the office to be productive. And so we looked at all of those attributes and aspects of reliably delivering that experience, and then selected both Viasat and Hughes to help us get there on different parts of our fleets. And it really is to allow us to be productive in the plane and to do what we need to do, to watch the streaming, on DSWF, or just be productive, social media, listen to a podcast, whatever we want to do.
But everybody on the plane?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So what are some other ways? I think you said you could even make changes in your journey. I have to apologize. I'm mainly a United flyer.
We're going to have to work on that, Roger.
I know it's sad. It's unfortunate, but this is the burden I bear living as close as I do to Dulles here. But and the irony is, I just got back from Detroit. Talk about a Delta hub. Oh my gosh.
Detroit is definitely a great hub. Yeah.
So, are you serious about being able to make changes in my itinerary and things like that?
Well, it's more about communicating to you about anything in your journey. So what we're working on is to be able to update you about your particular trip on that day. So if there's a gate change, if there's a delay, then we can communicate and connect with you and help you through that process.
At your seat on the screen in front of you.
Correct.
Yeah. Gotcha. So probably not going to be focusing on in-seat telephony, maybe not so much.
Well, tell me what you mean by in-seat telephony, because we have 165,000 screens. I think we're the airline with the largest amount of in-seat video, right? IFE in-seat. And we are leveraging all of those aircraft and all of those screens to be more personalized by connecting to our connected platform through our, satellite connectivity providers. And so that makes it more like a smart TV experience because you now have it integrated with the other platform.
Well, so now you've put two thoughts in my head. One is people looking at inappropriate content, perhaps on their in-seat video as opposed to on their personal computer.
No, they can't do that.
Okay.
So you can stream on your personal device, right, through the internet. The content on the screen will be live television, right, which obviously comes through Satcom, and it will be the curated content that we put on board for our customers.
Okay, of course.
There's the personalized aspect, which is the more real time that we were talking about, where we can recognize who you are, your Sky Miles status, the weather at your destination, things about your flight, your meal. All of that can be done now on the screen.
Okay, so if I'm using the Wi-Fi and I want to initiate a phone call, a Zoom call in flight, if people can do that, people will do that. What's the thinking?
Well, I think it's back to the comment you made initially is we have to be respectful of those on the aircraft, right? And I think we've got to make sure that that's the priority.
So we're talking common sense at that point?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And where can people find out more about Delta Airlines in-flight connectivity, and particularly from the standpoint of, how can I find out what kind of connectivity is going to be on my flight?
So I think using the Fly Delta app is the best way, because it will actually inform you as you're logging in, as you're getting your boarding pass. You can see what connectivity is going to be available.
And you said 165,000 screens. You think that's largest in the industry?
Yes.
Is that by far the largest?
I know we're the largest. I don't remember exactly, the number 2 carrier and where they are, but Delta has more in-seat video screens in aircraft than any other airline.
And what is the thinking? Because obviously on shorter flights, at least I'm experiencing on that other airline, they encourage people to watch on their own devices. They don't have screens in the seats. Are we moving away from screens? Are we moving towards screens? What's sort of happening in the industry?
So the way we look at this is that, again, I'm going to go back to, the home experience. At home, we're typically multitasking, right? We're watching something on a smart television. We may be doing an email to be productive. We're multitasking. And we believe that on an aircraft, we have that same desire. And that's the experience that we want to provide our customers, is that if you want to watch something on the screen and you want to see that movie, it is there. If you want to stream the game, so to speak, you can do that as well. Do email. You can be doing social media and watching, on your movie.
So does that mean you're preserving more screens on the regional flights, perhaps, than my airline?
So our regional aircraft do not have in-seat video.
Okay. Same.
But virtually every aircraft on our mainline fleet does.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Thank you, Glenn. And I'm going to sign us out here, and
Okay.
hopefully we'll see you in March at the next Mobile Innovation Lunch.
We'll be there, Roger. Thank you.
I want to thank the Mobile Satellite Users Association for hosting these sessions. You can learn more about the MSUA at msua.org. You can learn how to get our weekly newsletter that gives you updates on everything that's happening in the industry and shares information about upcoming events. And you can also find out how to become a member. We look forward to seeing you next time on MSUA's Game Changers webcast. Glenn, thanks a lot for taking some time.
Thanks, Roger.
Okay. Bye-bye.